get a lot of grief about my diet, about what I eat. Um, and I understand that it's different. When someone tells an American who likely has a standard American diet that he only eats fruits and vegetables, raw, fresh fruits and vegetables, a few nuts and seeds, and that's the majority of his diet, the vast majority of his diet, then it's unusual. Raw food, you don't cook anything. No, I don't cook anything. The only thing that could be considered processed would be a few dehydrated products that I eat, dried fruit, etc. Carob powder that I'll put in smoothies. But 99% of what I eat is raw. It's raw, and I try to eat a lot of organic food. It shouldn't come as that much of a carnivore. It shouldn't come as that much of a surprise to most Americans. It shouldn't be that startling. We live in a society that is culturally Christian for the most part, and even those who aren't Christian are very aware of Christianity, the Christian teachings, ethics, morals, credo, dogma, etc., etc. Generally, when you're familiar with the book, you're going to be familiar with the first chapter. The first chapter of the Christian Bible, which includes the Old Testament, would be chapter 1 of Genesis. I'll read you a couple of quick verses. I think this is the New American Standard Version, so you don't get a lot of these and thous and interesting conjugated verb forms. So God created mankind in his own image. I think this is verse 27. In the image of God, he created them, male and female, he created them. God blessed them and said to them, be fruitful and increase in number, fill the earth and subdue it. Rule over fish in the sea and the birds in the sky and over everything, every living creature that moves on the ground. And then God said, I give you every seed-bearing plant on the face of the whole earth, and every tree that has fruit and seed in it. So after God created he, them, to him, them, he and she, mankind, God, he, said, hey, I'm going to give you this to eat. This is the food I'm going to give you. I give you every seed-bearing plant on the face of the whole earth, and every tree that has fruit and seed in it. They will be yours for food. So, he didn't say DiGiorno's, Domino's Pizza, Kentucky Fried Chicken. He said, I give you every seed-bearing plant on the face of the whole earth, and every tree that has fruit and seed in it. They will be yours for food. And it goes on, the end of the chapter of Genesis, first chapter. And to all the beasts of the earth, and all the birds in the sky, and the creatures that move along the ground, everything that has the breath of life in it, I give every green plant for food. And it was so. So the author or authors of Genesis, and if you're a traditional believer, a traditional monotheistic believer, you believe this is inspired by God. Whoever happened to pen it is irrelevant. It's inspired by God. You have that faith. It's interesting to note that if all the beasts of the earth, that would include lions, and all the birds in the sky, that would include vultures, and all the creatures that move along the ground, everything that has the breath of life in it, everything that breathes, that respirates, I give every green plant for food. If you've looked at a lion, you looked at the jaw structure of a lion, the teeth, claws, etc., or that of a bear. If you look at your domestic cat or dog, that guy, look, smile. Yeah, don't growl, smile. Dude, I play with you all day. There's clearly a difference in the design of the teeth this guy has versus the design of the teeth I have, and the jaw and the strength, just the size of the mouth compared to the head. I could see that I'm designed more for the green plant to be food. But this guy? Okay, so I question that as far as scientific logic. But anyway, I digress a little bit. If you're not a believer in the Bible, if you don't believe in the ancient texts that were written 2,000 to 4,000, 6,000 years ago, or whenever, and you believe more of a logical, non-faith, science-based data system based on what we've discovered as humans on the planet, then take yourself back 10,000 years, and that, I believe, is when most scientists would agree that we started domesticating plants. That's when we started the standard Western European style agriculture. That's when we started domesticating plants, collecting seeds, growing them, etc., etc. Okay. Before that, the majority of the humans were hunter-gatherers. I think that's what science would tell us. Okay. But let's go back way before that. Let's go back to, is it, whatever, I don't know if it's a billion, I don't know the exact numbers, 100,000 years, the dawn of human civilization. Not the dawn of human civilization, I'm sorry, I misspoke. The dawn of humans. Let's just say humans just showed up. It wasn't a matter of evolving from an amoeba to a fish to a reptile, amphibian, and up the chain. We just didn't get wings, otherwise we'd fly. It's not a matter of evolving like that. But let's say beings from Orc decided to put humans on the planet. Put humans on the planet. Humans looked around and said, what are we going to eat? And they looked to see what they had. They looked at their hands, looked at their feet. They examined their naked bodies, and they said, well, we're going to have a tough time taking down that hyena. That wild boar, I'm not so sure. But they looked around and they saw pears and apples and berries and went, oh, we can eat that. And they also said, well, I can probably pick up that slow-running beetle too and eat that. So if we believe that humans were not designed to be 100% vegan, and I get that, then we were capable and designed to eat a few bugs, termites, etc., like our primate cousins do. Of course, they also eat their own poo on occasion, so that's, we probably don't want to go straight up, let's do what our primate cousins do. That's probably not going to happen. But meat, fish, are we going to pull a fish out of the stream? You know, we can. It takes some work. But what is more readily available? What seems more logical? When you walk through the woods and you get a hunger pack and you feel like eating something and you look around, does that squirrel look good? A squirrel look like something you can easily grab? You're going to take down the wild pig? Raccoon? Mountain lion? You're going to hide naked in a pile of leaves and jump out and ride the back of a buffalo? A wolf? You're going to take that down? You can take down an alligator like a panther might? Or a leopard? Okay, good on you. It just doesn't seem logical. Fire, yes. It is discussed and said that fire improved the taste of meat. Well, okay, and it probably improved the taste of poison ivy too. It might improve the taste of carrion. My theory is that there was a time when humans moved out of the tropics due to famine or fighting or warring or unavailable food or whatever, became nomads, moved away. They get away from the tropics. There's not the abundance of tropical fruit. There's not the abundance of those things that might seem more readily available to us and easier to consume, easier to collect, easier to digest. So they had to make do. The population explosion, more humans, they had to make do. So they started eating whatever they could. And we know from history that the plane crash in the Andes was the rugby team from South America. They ate each other to survive. So we know we're capable of changing our diet and adapting. But what's natural? Before fire, before the advent of tools, what did we eat? So my discussion is that if you're religious, there's certainly a reason to investigate a tropical fruit-based diet, a raw food diet, a raw fruit and vegetable diet. If you're a science person, you have no religion, you're all science, certainly worth investigating as well. It's my opinion. What you think, omnivore, you who eats everything? What do you think, buddy? That's it for now.